Well, hello and welcome to the second update of the Revell 144th scale Eurofighter Typhoon. And this little monkey's been up to its tricks. Ran into a few problems. I've basically got the paintwork almost completed on the top of the aircraft. But then realised that there was a horrible little seam line which had appeared, well, not appeared, as someone I didn't actually see it. There's a seam line right under the pilot's cockpit here, so I've had to fill that and then smooth sanding stick get that off, but obviously that's going to take the paint off as well. But that wasn't really the problem, because what happened was when I filled it, I obviously didn't mix the filler or check it, you know, properly, because it's got some sort of oil-based chemical, or there's something of an oil-based nature in it. I'm not sure what it is exactly, but anyway, it took all the paint off because some spilt out of the main body of the filler, and anyway it just stripped all the paint off, so I've got to redo that. But anyway, the main damage has been rectified. Hopefully that's a fairly seamless line now once that's painted. As I say, that's been filled. And also on the aircraft's the fuel tanks, which I believe these are fuel tanks anyway, these large fuel tanks here, there was a bad seam line running all the way along there, which I've also had to take out with this with a smooth stick. They weren't too bad, but it was very visible. And seeing as this is not my first model, I can't really get away with that now. Also had the same problem with the putty, some of the putty oil spilling along there, because that was the other. Move that. There was also another gap, a small gap. Even though this kit did go together really well, I thought I was going to be able to build it without using anything whatsoever. And I think a better builder than me probably would have done. But anyway, there was a small gap there which has had to be filled along the fuselage and that wing edge there. And also, that was also smoothed down as well, with the corresponding problem of stripping the paint off. So anyway, so I'm going to have to recoat that with the primer, and the same under the nose area. So we'll recoat that, and then I can get on with finishing it off, or at least getting the build finished off. I've painted some of the missiles and the ordnance up. You have various options. There's a couple of options. I think it's about 3 options you've got on the instructions. But I'm just going to put a few of the interceptors missiles on there. But they're not. I haven't put that on yet because I've still got to paint the underneath of the aircraft. So I don't want it all clogging up with ordnance and then having to go round it all with a brush, because I'll end up with a very uneven paint finish, and it'll just look bad. So, but at present I can get round all that. Like I said, I have to reprime these fuel tanks a little under there. Because it's such a small model, I use a very small amount of paint. And what else? Yeah, I've got some in the wheel wells. I've got more of a silver, more of a gunmetal finish in there, or a metallic. I've got a metallic finish in there, because it didn't really say in the instructions what colour that was. I mean, the wheel stanchions, if you like, or the wheel supports, they're all white, which is a strange colour for it, but that's what they are. Anyway, I've given it some depth and shadow in there with a metallic colour. So they were the problems. so far, but I could have just carried on and painted over it all, but close inspection it would have you know, it would have looked pretty bad, and you're only really cheating yourself if you do that. If you don't want to do a good job, can't see the point. You know, at least try to remedy your mistakes. You know, it's more satisfying in the long run, and you know, it makes the build a pleasure. Just because it's a smaller kit doesn't mean to say that you have to be slapdash about it. Well, that's my that's my theory anyway. But so it's not quite there yet. I mean, really, it should have all been put together, but you know, what's the rush? I've got other things to do. Yeah, so I'm quite happy with the way it's going. Still got to put the nose fins on there as well. They have to go on, and also there are more components for the undercarriage which have to be put on, but again, I've left those off because I want to get an even finish on the undercarriage wings. So and the cockpit is being kept well out of my clumsy hands at the moment, until right at the end. I must admit, in a kit this small now, I'm slightly wary of getting all those little decals on. That's going to be a lot of fun. But anyway, you know, that's the update for the Revell Typhoon. That's the second update. Thanks for watching. I was going to actually combine this with the Revell Stuka, the JU87, the 172 scale that should have been finished a month ago, and which is basically finished, but yours truly went and split the cockpit open after lovingly crafted and painted the whole damn thing up. I've totally destroyed that. That was very frustrating. So what I've done, I had to send off for a replacement canopy. I could not find one online at all for the Stuka for that scale 172. That's the only one I found. No, it's not coming out the bag. But that's the replacement Stuka canopy, and it looks like it'll do the job. The only problem was I was going to saw it in half, so it looks like you've got, you know, the canopy open, which I quite like that effect, especially on a Stuka when it's got half the engine stripped away and it's you know, it's basically in its maintenance position. I think it would look better with the canopy open, but now I'm scared to cut the canopy in case I damage that, because I cannot risk that again, and the time spent, you know, ordering up another component or even finding one. So that may just be painted up and put on the Stuka anyway. This is meant to be the Eurofighter video update, so we'll end it with the Eurofighter video update. Like I say, I do like this little kit though. Something that really grabs you about this little aircraft model. It's a lovely little model, really. I mean, I don't think I will do 100% justice to it, but I'll do my justice to it. Really enjoyable little build. You know, it's one of those builds that you can just have ongoing, and if you don't have much time, you're working in the day or whatever else you're doing, you can just quickly pick it up again in the evening, or just, you know, do a little bit here and there, which is my case really. In fact, I've just noticed there's even more. There's another kind of seam line visible on the top of the fuel tank. Yeah, I think there's a spare fuel tank there, but I think with some paint on there that should fill it in. That's not really, well, the one on here is not really visible at all. That one's okay. There's a slight one on that, but anyway. So thanks for watching, and that's the second update for the Revell Eurofighter Typhoon 1/144th scale, and hopefully see you all on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye now.